All those moments will be lost in time. Like tears in rain.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 deleted scenes that will never be revealed.
Clark, you're scaring me.
Don't be scared. I just think somebody owes us an explanation, that's all.
For this list, we'll be ranking the cut sequences from films that, for one reason or another, are considered lost or unwatchable by the general public. There are many reasons behind why certain scenes hit the cutting room floor, were mishandled, or gone for good. Can you think of any we missed? Let us know in the comments. Number 20. Acid Bath, The Curse of Frankenstein. Although it's true that Britain's Hammer film productions pushed the envelope in terms of shocking violence and daring sexuality for the day, some scenes were just too much for the movie-going public.
What are you trying to tell me, Paul? The dictator's wicked? Insane?
Neither wicked nor insane. He's just so dedicated to his work that he can't see the terrible consequences that could result.
The Curse of Frankenstein was one of the studio's most iconic early horror reimaginings and benefited greatly from its casting of Peter Cushing and Sir Christopher Lee. Theater-goers in '57 were able to see Cushing's Victor Frankenstein dissolve a severed head in a vat of acid, but all subsequent versions of the film had this scene removed at the behest of the British Board of Film Classification. Today, the scene is believed to have been lost, with some surmising that it was physically cut out of the film's negative.
But what am I doing? I'm harming nobody, just robbing a few graves.
Number 19. Extreme and upsetting content. Freaks.
We accept a one of us. We accept a one of us. Gooba gobble, gooba gobble.
Speaking of horror films that were really ahead of their time, we're absolutely sure that audiences back in 1932 were not ready for the level of weirdness brought to the screen by freaks. In fact, it's been said that one audience member actually threatened a lawsuit to MGM on the grounds that the horror classic reportedly caused her to lose a pregnancy.
Shame! 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 How many times have I told you not to be frightened?
The studio cut nearly a half hour from Todd Browning's original version, including a final chase scene that ended with a castration. Unfortunately, the materials cut from the film are believed to have been lost or otherwise destroyed over time, with only certain alternate clips from Freaks surviving today.
You're a pretty good kid.
You're darn right I am. You should have caught me before my operation.
Number 18. Training and Ending. Rocky. It seems difficult to believe today that MGM wouldn't safely retain scenes that were originally cut from 1976's Rocky for a rainy day. Or is it?
Where is he?
He's outside working with Dipper. He's in a bad mood.
So am I.
The history behind the production of Rocky shows that it wasn't a foregone conclusion that Sylvester Stallone's script was going to be the cultural smash it eventually became with audiences. As a result, a number of scenes were cut. These included Rocky Balboa getting into an altercation with fellow boxer Dipper at the gym, as well as an ending where Rocky and Adrian walk out of the arena holding hands. These scenes are now lost, but a still image of that ending can still be seen on one of the film's original posters. Number 17. Makeout Session. Get Him to the Greek. We can totally get why this next scene was deleted, and why certain parties involved might actually be glad for that fact.
Be calm, just stroke the furry wool. With the furry wool now.
Get Him to the Greek was a 2010 comedy starring Russell Brand and Jonah Hill, but it also featured a scene with another famous face, singer Katy Perry. Brand and Perry met during production of the film and started dating. A scene was shot where the pair made out in character, but it was later decided to be cut out, since Perry and others felt the scene would be a bit too on the nose.
It seems as if on your last album, you kind of went in the studio and just did whatever the producer asked you to do.
Right. Yeah, no, that's exactly. This is good.
Both Perry and Brand would eventually split up, while the deleted scene remains just that, deleted, and seemingly gone for good. Number 16. Another cut of Blade Runner, Blade Runner. At this point, we've seen more varying cuts of Blade Runner than we've had hot dinners. Of course, that doesn't mean that we're not salivating at the thought that more missing minutes from Ridley Scott's sci-fi masterpiece might eventually be uncovered. This is because there are apparently lost scenes that were present during a San Diego sneak preview screening back in 1982.
If only you could see what I've seen with your eyes.
There are 3 scenes in total: a VidPhone introduction for Roy Batty, a shot of Deckard reloading his gun, and an ending where Rachel and Deckard ride away into the sunset.
I didn't know how long we'd have together. Who does?
If you weren't in San Diego on this day, then you've never seen this footage, and it has never been made available on home video at the time of this writing. Number 15. Happy ending. The Thing.
How will we make it?
Maybe we should.
Our next entry deals with a happy ending in more ways than one. For starters, some of the deleted footage from John Carpenter's The Thing that was formerly thought to be lost has been partially recovered. However, there remains other footage that exists only via production stills, such as the one where Kurt Russell's MacReady is playing with a blow-up doll for some reason.
I have to talk to you. I'm tired of talking figs. I just want to get up to my shack and get drunk.
There was also an alternate, happier ending where MacReady is saved by a rescue team and given a blood test to determine whether or not he'd been assimilated by the Thing. Some fans surmise this footage may be locked up by the studio or in the possession of Carpenter himself, but it hasn't as of yet seen the light of day. Number 14. More Wampas. Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. We all love watching the Wampa in The Empire Strikes Back, but did you know that there was actually a plan for an all-out Wampa attack on Echo Base? Actually, you probably did, because thankfully we have a bunch of deleted scenes and fan edits that can piece together what the sequence probably would have looked like. However, there are certain shots from this idea that remain buried by time and dust, specifically one where Luke is riding a laser speeder into battle against the oncoming Wampa horde. Production stills exist, so it was definitely shot, but the scene hasn't yet surfaced on any form of Star Wars-related home video. Number 13. Kinnison's cameo, Three Amigos.
We will fight like lions, because we are the Three Amigos!
Here we go again with the Butterfingers behind the scenes at your friendly neighborhood film studio. Director John Landis had decided to cut out a cameo from comedian Sam Kinison after a test screening for his 1986 comedy Three Amigos. Years later, during preparation for the digital home video release, Landis asked the folks at the studio about the missing footage, to which he was essentially told that they don't know where it is. It's a shame, not only because Sam Kinison was hilarious, but because he was playing an over-the-top, axe-wielding mountain cannibal. Now that we would have liked to have seen.
Because I know that's the popular version of what went on there. I know a lot of people like to believe that. I wish I could, but I was there.
Number 12. Bing Bong's Sacrifice, Inside Out.
Come on, Joy, one more time. I got a feeling about this one.
Disney fans of a certain age will likely remember where they were when they first witnessed the infamous scene from Bambi where the title character's mother is shot. For many, it was their first taste of lost innocence, and they never forgot it, for better or worse. The creative team over at Pixar were reportedly inspired by this bit of childhood trauma when they animated the death of Bing Bong for their 2015 hit Inside Out. The scene was originally more drawn out, with Bing Bong's sacrifice holding on to even more emotional weight.
Take her to the moon for me, okay?
The final decision was that this might be too much for young audiences, and the scene was cut, with only a brief 7-second clip being posted to YouTube in September of 2021. Number 11. Clark Griswold Wants Revenge, National Lampoon's Vacation.
We made it! Damn it, we made it! Oh, the Griswolds are one hell of a family, huh? We made it!
Vacation fans, can you imagine an ending to the 1983 comedy classic where the Griswold family actually never gets to Wally World? Of course not, right? Well, that's what test audiences got to see during preview screenings of National Lampoon's Vacation.
It's too bad you're married. I'm in the mood for some fun.
The original ending actually tied in more to Christy Brinkley's character and saw the Griswolds hold park founder Roy Wally hostage with the BB gun after finding Wally World to be closed. Brinkley turns out to be Wally's daughter, smooths everything over, and the Griswolds go home with some fun theme park swag. A still shot featuring said swag can be seen during the end credits, but the original ending is thought to be lost, despite a claim from Chevy Chase to the contrary. Number 10. Godzilla Eats a Cow, Gojira. Chalk this next entry up as a fun idea that really should have been thought through first. The surviving still shot of Godzilla eating a cow during his 1954 debut is definitely fun, and almost certainly inspired by similar close-up scenes developed for King Kong. However, director Ishiro Honda, perhaps in his exuberance to get the shot on screen, forgot about one important thing: perspective. After all, are we to believe that this is a really big cow or a really small Godzilla? Honda decided that he really needed to capture the audience's imagination at all costs, and ordered the scene cut and the footage destroyed. Only those aforementioned still shots survive today. Number 9. The extended cut, Child's Play.
I said talk to me, damn it, or else I'm gonna throw you in the fire!
The original Child's Play is still a certified horror classic thanks to its ability to create the proper tension until that big reveal of Chucky the Killer Doll. However, Holland's original vision was actually much longer and featured a lot more Chucky footage that's sadly lost today. This is due to test screenings reportedly doing so poorly that the original Chucky dialogue from actress Jessica Walter was redubbed by the actor who would go on to define the character, Brad Dourif.
Hi, it's me, Chucky. What do you think?
You can read the script online for the original extended intro as well as other lost scenes, but it's unclear whether or not Tom Holland owns an uncut work print or if the footage was destroyed by MGM. Number 8. Woody Allen Goes to Hell, Annie Hall. The term anhedonia is used to describe a person with a reduced ability to feel pleasure. It was also the original title for Woody Allen's classic love story, Annie Hall.
Sun is bad for you. Everything our parents said was good is bad. Sun, milk, red meat, college.
Allen's original vision for the film wasn't even for it to be a love story, but rather a free-form exploration into life, sex, philosophy, and yes, love, albeit filtered through a lens of Dadaism and absurdist anarchy.
What do you do when you get stuck on a movie line with a guy like this behind you?
Wait a minute, why can't I give my opinion? This is a free country?
He can give you. You have to give it so loud. I mean, aren't you ashamed to pontificate like that?
The original cut of Annie Hall / Anhedonia featured extended explorations into Alvy Singer's psyche, as well as a scene where he and Annie venture down to hell and meet former President Nixon. Allen is cagey about whether or not the footage still exists, but as of now, it remains tantalizingly out of reach. Number 7. The Death of Sergeant Duke Hauser, G.I. Joe the Movie.
How is he, Scarlett?
Not good.
80s kids, already traumatized by the death of Optimus Prime from the Transformers animated movie in 1986, were not ready for another high-profile demise of a beloved cartoon character. This is why the dialogue for 1987's G.I. Joe the Movie was altered in post-production to bring a formerly dead character back to life. Well, sort of.
I'll make you proud. You'll see. Yo, Joe.
He's gone into a coma.
What we see on the screen is most definitely Sergeant Duke Hauser being killed by Serpentor in battle, and his fellow Joes mourning his loss. However, Scarlett's dubbed dialogue claims Duke falls into a coma, and she even reveals his recovery at the end of the film.
This is Doc at headquarters. Great news. Duke's come out of his coma.
Looks like we made it. Men, Doc says Duke's gonna be A-OK. Yo, Joe!
To this day, no alternate Japanese dialogue from the original animation has surfaced. Number 6. Decapitation, Friday the 13th, Part 3. Horror movies have definitely received the short end of the stick when it comes to being sliced and diced by the censors. The Friday the 13th franchise was one particularly large target for these groups, with many scenes of violence and gore being left on the cutting room floor. Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, was affected by the growing public outcry against slashers, but the third entry in the franchise also featured one infamously lost deleted scene. In it, an alternate ending showcased Jason Voorhees decapitating the film's final girl, Chris, yet only production stills seem to remain from this sequence. Friday fans still hold out hope that this scene will one day be restored. Number 5. Death Drill, My Bloody Valentine.
Roses are red, violets are blue. One is dead, and so are you?
Spoiler alert, we're gonna be sticking around the horror community for a bit. Don't be scared. My Bloody Valentine is one of the best slasher films of all time, but for years it was known as one of the most bloodless. This was due to the incredible amount of footage that was forced to be cut from the final product, to the point where it wasn't until the advent of DVD and Blu-ray where the full uncut version of My Bloody Valentine could finally be seen by the public. Well, almost. An original negative was used for a full restoration of the film, but one scene remains lost, a double impalement via a mining drill that seems to be gone for good. Number 4. The Bloodbath, Event Horizon.
No, we can't leave. Our orders are specific.
Rescue the crew, salvage what's left of the ship. The crew is dead, Doctor. Your ship killed them.
We came here to do a job.
We're aborting, Doctor!
Our next entry is so close to being found that we can almost taste it. The director's cut of Event Horizon apparently slipped by the Standards and Practices Department over at Paramount, who decided to just stop looking at the dailies and allow director Paul W.S. Anderson to go nuts shooting all kinds of craziness. One example of this is what's known as the blood orgy sequence, where logs of a slaughtered space crew are uncovered by a rescue mission, with gratuitously violent and over-the-top results. Anderson revealed at the 2012 San Diego Comic-Con that a VHS of the lost footage reportedly still exists, but it hasn't, as of this writing, seen the light of day.
I'm waiting.
Number 3. The Scouring of the Shire, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. This entry is a bit of a cheat because some footage that directly references the Scouring of the Shire does appear in Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings franchise, just not exactly in its expected location.
Will you look into the mirror?
What will I see?
Even the wisest cannot tell.
A scene appears in the first film as a sort of alternate future, where the Shire is seen in chaos and Samwise in chains. Additionally, the death of Saruman the White, which takes place in Tolkien's original Scouring, was shot and is included on the extended edition home video version of The Return of the King. However, we'll never see these sequences edited together in their proper order, nor will we see a full Scouring sequence for what's already a jam-packed trilogy of epics. Number 2. The Original Ending, The Shining.
Here's Johnny!
Moviegoers who were lucky enough to catch Stanley Kubrick's The Shining at their original New York and LA premieres were also made privy to a special bonus, an epilogue that's now considered lost. Kubrick was a notorious perfectionist and reportedly didn't like the ending coda where Danny and Wendy are seen convalescing in a hospital and meeting with the Overlook Hotel's manager, Stuart Ullman. The director had the scene physically cut from the negative and destroyed, although images from the set do still exist, and you can read the original script online to see what you missed. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Spider Pit, King Kong. It's one of the most legendary lost scenes in movie history, a sequence that reportedly sent audiences into shock back in 1933. We're talking about the Spider Pit sequence from King Kong, and it's a scene monster movie fans are just dying to see. In fact, director Peter Jackson thought about it so much that he attempted to recreate what it might have looked like. The scene took place after Carl Denham's crew is sent into a ravine by Kong, where they face off against hordes of giant insects and other creatures. The only evidence of its existence comes from the original King Kong novelization, but no actual film elements remain. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.